You see them Cowboys last night? Countless penalties. 3 points with a healthy Dak Prescott outside of CD Lamb. Not a wide receiver on that roster who's caught a touchdown pass, and now Dak is hurt. Every single year, Cowboy fans say, we're going to the Super Bowl. It's been a quarter century, folks. How about them Cowboys? And if you hate the Cowboys, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, and type F Dallas in the chat. And let's start the show, folks. A pretty electric opening, if I do say so myself. And let me be clear here off the top. I'm not making light of Dak Prescott's injury. We're just having fun here on Philadelphia Eagles now. And we have a loaded show coming at you on Overreaction Monday. But first, shout out to today's sponsor, Manscaped, for making today's show possible. Manscaped.com/chat for 20% off and free shipping. We begin with this. Obviously, the big news sending ripple effects across the NFL is this injury to Dak Prescott from Sunday Night Football in that 19-3 loss against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it doesn't look good for Dak as well as the Dallas Cowboys. And obviously, this has direct implications on the Philadelphia Eagles and their hopes to win the NFC East and the entire NFC, because Dak Prescott, a very solid quarterback for a team that has playoff aspirations. So this coming from Todd Archer, one of the better Cowboy reporters out there, that Dak Prescott, after hitting that thumb on a Buccaneers helmet, expected to have surgery on Monday. Right thumb injury, expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks, according to multiple sources. He'll meet with the team's hand specialist on Monday, but sources said he will have a pin and a plate inserted to stabilize the joint. And this is actually very similar to what happened to Bryce Harper, given the medical information that I've been able to gather. Dak Prescott, as far as this timeline, likely to be placed on injured reserve, eligible to return later in the year. If he follows the 6 to 8 week time frame, he could return as soon as October 30th against Chicago or November 13th against the Green Bay Packers following the bye. And like I said just moments ago, direct implications in the NFC East, and obviously this impacts the Philadelphia Eagles, because here early on a Monday morning, the Eagles are now the favorites to win this division, minus 155. Still followed by the Dallas Cowboys at plus 450. Commanders with a nice little win over Doug Peterson. Then the Jacksonville Jaguars with Carson Wentz throwing 4 touchdowns. And, of course, 2 ill-advised interceptions. And then the New York Giants surprising a lot of people with a Week 1 opening win against the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. And now we shift gears to the Eagles' 2022 schedule, because if that time frame is correct for Dak, he will not be on the field when the Eagles take on the Dallas Cowboys for their first matchup of the year. You see the schedule here, first 4 weeks. Win against the Lions yesterday. We'll recap that coming up around the corner with our overreactions. Week 2, great litmus test against the Minnesota Vikings. And then you start to pivot forward here. Cardinals, Cowboys, Week 6. Dak Prescott is not going to play in that game, again, if that injury timeline is correct. We'll get to Gardner Minshew coming up here in just a few moments, but first, who do you think wins the NFC East now with this Dak Prescott injury being made official? DAL, if you still think the Cowboys are going to be victorious, PHI for the Birds, WAS for Washington, or NYG for the New York Giants. The question for Philadelphia and for Dallas now becomes, who's Dallas going to move forward with at that quarterback spot? Is it going to be Cooper Rush, or are they going to make a trade for a Gardner Minshew, a Jimmy Garoppolo, or a different player? And should and will, for Philadelphia and Howie Roseman, the Eagles trade Minshew to the Dallas Cowboys? Minshew is no doubt one of the better backup quarterbacks in the National Football League, and he's definitely by far and away better than the current Cowboys backup and now starter in Cooper Rush. Not only does he have a legendary mustache with unbelievable flow on his head, but he's a pretty solid backup quarterback and a short-term starting quarterback. I think the thing with Gardner Minshew has become pretty clear. He can win you a couple of games for, let's say, a week, 2 weeks, up to a month. But after that, when defensive coordinators start adjusting a little bit, that's when his play drops off a little bit. But for Gardner Minshew, he'd probably like an opportunity to go to the Dallas Cowboys and actually get some significant starting reps, because barring an injury to Jalen Hurts, who I'm excited to talk about on the show, Minshew probably not going to see much action this year with the Philadelphia Eagles in the final year of his contract. Last year, 4 games, 68% completion percentage, 439 yards, that big win on the road in the Meadowlands, 4 touchdowns and a pick. So Dallas certainly canvassing the landscape here, I would imagine, for a better backup quarterback than Cooper Rush, unless they really like him because he's been a part of the system for a little while. So I've said what I've had to say about Gardner Minshew, and I still have some more to say about him, but I want to hear from you in the comment section right now. You're Howie Roseman. Would you trade Gardner Minshew to Dallas, further helping them in this competitive division? Give me a T for trade in the comment section or a K for keep. While you're down there, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've told you all along, the goal is to make this the best Philadelphia Eagles YouTube channel out there, and I think we're on our way to doing that. In order to follow suit with that, do want to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the 2022 NFL season, and hopefully it results in a parade once again down Broad Street to the Art Museum steps like we saw back in 2018. So if you want Eagles news, rumors, analysis, videos pretty much every single day, lock us in and hit that red subscribe button down below. Backup quarterbacks, obviously really important as I expand my thoughts on this potential trade and rumor, especially given the Eagles' history. I mean, shoot, my entire lifetime, it seems as though many years the Eagles have had to pivot to a backup quarterback. A.J. Feely, Coy Detmer, you go to Jeff Garcia, you go to Michael Vick. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl in 2017 after Carson Wentz had gone down. So backup quarterbacks from a team-building philosophy, so important, but especially given the Eagles' history at that quarterback spot. And watching the Dallas Cowboys crumble is always a joy for all of us in Philadelphia. It's always a treat to witness the Cowboys just be in shambles, because how about them Cowboys? Coming up next on the show, Week 1 overreactions. We're going to talk Jalen Hurts. We're going to talk A.J. Brown. And should Jonathan Gannon be on the hot seat? We'll get to that. Can't wait for it. Lock us in. Stay tuned. But first, today's show, presented by Manscaped. Do want to tell you about everything that Manscaped has to offer, especially the Performance Package. All of these great products available for just $95.99. And here's the deal, 20% off and free shipping if you use the promo code CHAT when you head to manscaped.com/chat. Smooth sack summer slowly coming to an end, fellas, and if you haven't been scaping for the summer sun, it's not too late to sweep your sack of all those pesky pubes. So get signed up with the Lawnmower 4.0, the nose hair trimmer, ball deodorant, the boxer brief, so much more in this package by heading to manscaped.com/chat. It'll aid your package right below the bell. Now we move forward with our Week 1 overreactions following the Eagles' 3-point win over the Detroit Lions. If you missed our post-game show yesterday, go back and watch that. We'll be doing a watch party this upcoming week, Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings, so stay tuned for more details on that. But one of the overreactions for Jalen Hurts, considering how well he played, he's about to get the bag. I actually don't think this is much of an overreaction because we know quarterbacks get paid the big-time bucks in the National Football League. Honestly, I was so impressed with what Jalen Hurts was able to do in the season-opening win against the Detroit Lions. And as a passer strictly, I thought this is one of the more impressive Jalen Hurts games that he's ever played in an Eagles uniform. He threw with accuracy. He threw with anticipation. He bailed the offense out with some really big plays, moving the chains with his legs, but also some great touch on his throws. And he was phenomenal on third down. And as Jason Kelce, the captain for this team, said, we weren't good in pass protection, and Jalen Hurts bailed us out on numerous occasions and played really well. I thought Jalen Hurts took a monster step as a passer, and as I've continued to say, the Eagles will only go as far as Jalen Hurts will take them. And if we continue to see these improvements, like we saw on some of the money downs on Sunday, on third down, then this Eagles offense can be very dangerous. You take a look at how Hurts was able to flourish on third down. 10 examples here in which I came away very impressed. There was a 3rd and 15 in which he he moved the chains by picking up a run for 16 yards, a 3rd and 6 in which, once again, once everything broke down, picked up another first down for 10 yards. 3rd and 4th, hit A.J. Brown with the pass for 16. 4th and 1, that's when he became one of several Eagles to have a rushing touchdown yesterday. 3rd and 2, another splash play to Dallas Goedert, who is so dynamic with the ball in his hands considering his size. And then really the biggest play of the day, which did have huge implications in this football game. 3rd and 3, a dime of a football to a streaking A.J. Brown down that far sideline. 3rd and 6, another one to A.J. Brown for 10 yards. 3rd and 2, hits Zach Pascal on that out route for 7 yards. 3rd and 4, he ran for 5. And then 4th and 1, ran for 1 yard as he continues to be one of the best quarterback sneakers in the NFL, which I actually think is one of the more underrated plays in football. And you look at all of those 3rd down conversions and those 3rd down pickups. What does that tell you? That Jalen Hurts, the game is slowing down for him, but also that's just big-time quarterback play, folks. I understand that running the football 17 times isn't sustainable when you go into November and December. And I don't want to see Jalen Hurts running as much as he did against the Detroit Lions because he's probably going to get injured like he did last year, even though he's very smart with getting down and getting out of bounds. But a run is a run, and that takes a toll on your body. And while that isn't sustainable, I don't think that's going to be part of the sustainability for the Eagles' game plan moving forward. I thought that's just how the game played out, or at least that's how I hope it plays out moving forward, because it's a huge year for Jalen Hurts, and I think he does have a lot of potential as a dynamic dual-threat quarterback in this league. Want to hear from you once more in the comments section. With what Jalen Hurts was able to do against the Lions, how do you think he fared? Give me a letter grade down below, A, B, C, D, or F. And if you want to interact with me about the Lions game, anything birds, life, Philadelphia sports, whatever, let's chop it up. Hit me up, Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. It's the same handle on both social media platforms. To A.J. Brown now. He's the best Eagles wide receiver since Terrell Owens. It's not an overreaction at all. From a physicality being gifted standpoint, A.J. Brown is the best wide receiver that this franchise has seen since Terrell Owens. So dynamic in a plethora of ways, whether he's picking up big-time yards after the catch, whether he's coming down with some of those 50-50 balls, he can beat you on a vertical route, on a crosser. He is a handful to take down, and we saw all of that on display in his Eagles debut against Detroit. 10 catches, 155 yards, average yards per catch at 15.5, and that long of 54. And I know a lot of people with that production are worrying a little bit about Devontae Smith. Don't worry about Devontae Smith and his lack of production, as he got targeted 2 times yesterday but didn't have any catches. This is how the game played out, and when you have a weapon like that who continues to get open and has that kinship and that camaraderie with your quarterback and Jalen Hurts, continue to work that connection, continue to target him, because he was unstoppable against Detroit and the MVP, in my opinion, in that opening season win against the Lions. And I cannot believe that the Tennessee Titans, I know that they fetched back a first-round pick for A.J. Brown, actually traded one of the best, most physically imposing and gifted wide receivers in the National Football League. But for Philadelphia, fly, Eagles fly, baby. We'll certainly take him on this roster. If you're excited about A.J. Brown, show him that you're excited. I got word that he watches Philadelphia Eagles now. Show him some love. Type AJ in the comment section right now. To the biggest storyline from this game, in my opinion, Jonathan Gannon continues to be the Eagles' biggest problem. To me, it's not an overreaction, because this defense last year was bad, and this defense, considering the opponent in the Detroit Lions, was putrid on Sunday afternoon. Take a look at the problematic trends for this Eagles defense from defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. 35 points surrendered. You had a 2-score lead going into the fourth quarter, and you had to go for it on 4th and short from midfield just to ice this game away. And if the Lions get that ball back, they probably tie the football game or maybe even win it because of how poor this defense had played. Lions with Jared Goff, who's really just a mediocre quarterback, 9 of 14 on 3rd down conversions. That's not going to cut it against elite quarterbacks and other better teams. The ground game for Detroit was gashing Philly, 28 carries, 181 yards, 6.5 yards per carry. Maybe we'll see Jordan Davis, who played the least among all defensive tackles in this football game, Only generated 1 sack for 10 yards. Hassan Reddick kind of underwhelming in his Eagles debut. And here's really where things start to get concerning, going back to last year as well. And when you play against playoff caliber quarterbacks, it's the points surrendered here. It's the third downs right here. It's only generating 1 sack if a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, who the Eagles take on later in the year, has all day to throw. He's going to pick you apart and shred your ass. And then 404 in the red zone as well. That also not good and not ideal for this Eagles defense. Jonathan Gannon, you need to be better. I'm not saying that he needs to get fired right now, but he's on the hot seat, and if he doesn't improve, I don't think he's going to be the Eagles DC in 2023. And if he has any hopes of actually being a head coach after he interviewed for the Texans vacancy this past offseason, got beat out by Lovie Smith, he ain't going to get that head coaching job either. Gannon, got to be better, got to be more aggressive as well. This is Philadelphia after all. Get after their ass. Will Gannon be the defensive coordinator next year in 2023? Look into your crystal ball. What do you think? Predict the future. H for here, G for gone. Hopefully you enjoyed today's show. If that's the case, make sure you subscribe to the channel by hitting that red sub button down below. And that intro, how about them Cowboys? We'll catch you next time.